Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are showing off Frieza Set 2. I personally believe that Frieza Set 2 is still going to be the best deck in the game. I don't think much is going to change for Frieza apart from kind of the way that their strategy plays, in the sense of they're going to be more focused on locking down your battle cards. I think that's honestly really all that changes. I think that their turn by turns are not like similar, but I think you just have to be very careful how you play into Frieza now with its ridiculous capability of locking your battle cards in place. Yeah, and I think that's what's going to lend Yellow the advantage, because you play a battle card, you'll get one turn's use out of it, and then it's basically dead, right? Or not dead, but it's dead in the water. You can't use it. It's just going to be sat in rest mode. I still think that Frieza, honestly, the reveals from Yellow this set have been ridiculous. I still think that it's definitely the strongest leader in the game, and I think that the cards from set 2 are going to keep it at the top of the meta ladder for sure. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's in a tier of its own as of yet. I don't know, honestly. That's my thing. I don't know if it's going to be a tier of its own, or if it's going to be in the same ballpark as a couple of leaders I have in mind as to what will likely be tier 1. But yeah, so we'll go through the profile and we'll show you exactly what we're doing, and I'll sort of go through the strategy of the deck as well to try and give you a better understanding as to why we've made some of these decisions and why we've cut some cards and there might be stuff missing. So for Zarbon, there are a lot more Friezas in the game now, and this was already a staple for Frieza as it was. The new Frieza 3 cost, I think it is, that locks your battle cards in position. This card can search that. It's obviously searches your golden Friezas, your 4 drops, your 2 costs. It searches a lot of your deck, and every card it can find is very valuable. So 100%, I think that this is in here. We run 4 Friezas. This is just a way for us to rest our opponent's battle cards. If they try to do the strategy, which I think a lot of people are gonna try, and it's going to be the only way that they can get around Yellow to an extent, is they're going to play battle cards and not attack with them because they don't want them in rest mode. As soon as they go into rest mode, they know that the card is dead, right? They know it's maybe not dead through power, but it's going to get locked in place. Frieza gives us a way of playing around that, so we can rest their battle cards and then lock them down, right? And we do that by Supernovas, or we do that by the 3 cost or the new Goku SR. So I think that this card is still a staple 4 of, plus it's a 10k combo, so I love it. We run 4 Bulmas. We now have a turn 1 Awaken. Ridiculous in Frieza. Absolutely ridiculous. It's also got an effect where you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 4 less and switch it to rest. So if this card somehow still survives and is somehow still on the board, we just rest one of their cards and lock it down, right? That's just... it's the only thing that we can do. And if we have a restful battle card with a cost of 3 or more, we draw a card. So again, we get value for this card just sticking around if our opponent doesn't deal with it. I'd be very surprised if they don't deal with it, because, like I said, it switches itself to rest mode. Frieza has the benefit of, you know, obviously switching it back to active at the end of the turn, but again, it's a 5k combo, 5k power. Red will neg it to death on... like, it's not going to survive long. I don't see a world where this just stays around, unless we're playing against green maybe, and they use their Vegeta to kill it, right? I think that's pretty much it, but otherwise we might not get a whole lot of use from it. But still, it's a good draw engine, and it's a good self-awakener, so it's 100% a 4 of in the deck. We've dropped Ginyu, and we've also dropped Sorbet. Sorbet, I don't think lends a place here anymore. I think that we have a lot of 1 costs that are just staples that we can't really live without, and Sorbet is just taking up deck space from other better cards. So this is kind of the end of the 1 costs, but yeah. Then we've got 3 Kui. Kui is going to be Yellow's best out to green. It is what it is. It's the best out to green for Yellow. Yeah, that's it. It's an absurd card for dealing with green. That is about all I can say, and it's a 10k combo. Why not, right? 3 copies, sorry. I think with green's capability of ramping next set, us being able to stop their earlier access to Broly, obviously they still get to play the card, but we can at least rest it the turn it's played. Whether they kill this and then it goes into rest, or whether they attack and we block with this and then we put the second attack into rest, we can then lock down their card after that stage. So Kui is just, the value in Kui into green is ridiculous, right? Then we run 3 Ginyus. Ginyu is a weird one for me. It still holds a place because we run a lot of Frieza cards, but I'm still not sure about it. It's a free 20k attacker, yes, that's it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I've gone for a much more mid-rangey deck, and we don't. There's a possibility that our cards aren't going to stay around long enough for Ginyu to actually pop off and get its 3 battle cards on the board. So I don't know. It depends on the match, I suppose. But it's in here for now. It might get cut. 4 of the Self-Awakened Friezas, the best card in yellow, pretty much, or one of the best cards in yellow for that. We run 3 Nays as well, just because it's a 10k combo. That's pretty much the only reason. Beyond the first couple of turns, this will never see play. It's just a 10k combo. And then we run 4 of the new Frieza. 1 is a 10k combo. That's why I run it at 4. If this had been a 5k combo, I would have maybe run it at 3, or maybe even 2, depending on deck space. But it's a 10k combo. We lose nothing by having copies of this in hand. But the auto of my turn, once per turn, when we switch it to active mode through a leader effect, we get to lock down a battle card 4 or less, right? Ridiculous effect. Very, very good. And it's a 20k attacker. So we can put out pressure while locking down our opponent. We never... The good thing about Frieza now, we realistically never ever need to trade into battle cards. We are just swinging face constantly because we can lock down their battle cards. It's ridiculous. I think Frieza's going to be mental. The next best card in yellow for sure. This could even be the best card in yellow. It's a 10k combo, 4 energy, 25k attacker. On play and when attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's restable battle cards and it can't switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. That's ridiculous. So the turn we play this, we lock down 2 battle cards. And then every turn after that, we lock down 1. The value is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Definite 4 of. It's a 10k combo as well. Ridiculous card. We run 2 of the 40k Friezas. These are in here just as game enders. You know, we're going to be pushing out quite a lot of attacks and, you know, a lot of poke damage. So when we get to the stage where this actually becomes relevant and goes out, 40k is a great starting point. Yeah, it's a great card, and we have a lot of 10ks now compared to what yellow was like in set 1. So yeah, I think that this card could be snapped next set. And we still run 3 coolers. Cooler's still a great way of mid-range stall. It's our way of letting the turns pass by and controlling our opponent's board. That's pretty much all I can say about it. Everybody knows what Cooler does. It's a ridiculously good card. Then we run 4 of the double strikers. Once again, it's a way to lock down our opponent. And it's a double striker. Great value. 4 super combos. I couldn't believe I forgot to add super combos in the Vegito video yesterday because I am an idiot. I have obviously put it in the comments to address that, but if you want to check that out, you can go check the last video. But yeah, Chilai is a super combo. There's nothing. Super combos right now don't really mean anything unless you're running U7 and you run the extra card that digs them out. You can play whatever super combo you want. This in the color realistically, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. 2 supernovas. I was thinking about running this at 3, and maybe cutting the 5-drop down to 3 as well. I don't know. I think I am going to change that, honestly. I think that our ability to lock down our opponent's battle cards is what's going to win us the game, and we have access to loads of this now, and supernova being at 3 is just another way to do it. So, do you know what? I might, because what we can do is when we establish Qui, if our opponent can't deal with it because obviously they're afraid of the rest effect, we can attack with Qui and put this on and make it a 30k attacker and restand it at the end of the turn. So we lose nothing for that. I think I do this actually, and I'll reveal the last card before I do that change. I think this at 3 is fine. I don't think we need to run it at 4. And then the last card is Time Rewound, which is a ridiculous card. On your opponent's turn, choose up to your leader or one of your battle cards and it gains plus 20k power for the battle. Then choose up to one of your battle cards and switch it to active mode. We can now have this as a double blocker. That's it. That's pretty much the only reason. It's ridiculous. Us being able to restand Cooler and essentially KO 2 of their attacks when we block multiple times. The best thing to do is our opponent will maybe swing 40k into this. You go, cool, we'll Time Rewound. Restand this, it gets out the attack, and guess what? Next time you attack with a battle card, you're under threat of it being killed off. Yeah, I love Time Rewound. I think it's such a great card. I was looking at Blue Power Awakening. I'm not a big fan of it in this leader. I'm a huge fan of it in Vegeta, of course, because the Vegeta leader untaps 2 energy. But in this leader, I don't think you need it. I really don't. I do not think you need it whatsoever. I think that Time Rewound is good enough, and I think that we have a lot of mid-range capability and a lot of poke capability that realistically we're going to keep beating down our opponent by locking their battle cards and attacking it face consistently every turn, and it's just going to be on repeat beatdown pretty much. And yeah, I don't know. I think that Frieza next set is going to be wild. I think it's going to be ridiculously strong. So yeah, that's my take on it, and this is my current version 1 build. Like I said, until I get some time to playtest the deck and see what works and what doesn't work, I'm not sure. But I'm just going to edit the deck quickly. Thankfully, I can do it without actually having to go anywhere, so let's just do this. And there we go. So I think 3 of these is fine, and I think 3 Supernovas is better. The ability to just dump onto 1 cost as well is very valuable to us. You know, we can turn them into credible threats while locking down our opponent. So the more I thought about it, the more I realised Supernova is definitely a 3 of. There is an argument for it to be at 4, honestly, but I think we're fine. But Yellow now has so many 10Ks, so I'm just going to count up how many 10Ks we have. So we have 4, 7, 10, 14, 18. We have 18 10Ks, and then obviously we have our super combos. Like, that was the polar opposite from Yellow last set. Yellow last set was just a handful of 5Ks constantly. You had maybe 10 to 12 if you were lucky 10Ks between your Nays, between Kui, between the Frieza. There was just not a lot of options there. And if you ran the Ginyu Force, you were always just stacking your deck full of 5Ks beside Butter. But yeah, I think that Yellow next set, especially Frieza, is going to be stupid good. I still think Vegeta is also going to be very good. I just don't think it gets value like Frieza does. And across most matchups, Frieza plays very well into every colour pretty much. Yeah, it plays especially well into green. Vegeta kind of follows the same concept, apart from the fact that we don't get to untap and protect our battle cards, so I don't know. I still think Vegeta is maybe missing something. I think it needs some better extra cards. I think right now, the untapping 2 energy for Time Rewound and the Blue Power Awakening or whatever it's called, like, they are very good options, yes, but I don't know. I feel like there's something else. I just feel like there's something the deck's missing. It's still a great deck, don't get me wrong. It's yellow and it's got good access to all the yellow tools. The Vegeta SR is there, which is just kind of meh. It's alright. It's terrible in Frieza, which is why I haven't included it. But yeah, it's alright. It's a Self-Awakener for 3 energy as well, so there is potentially a world where I put it in the deck, but I just don't think I care about it, honestly. I don't think this deck needs it whatsoever, and for 3 energy I'd much rather play this. So, but, or even play something else in Supernova. There's a lot of options we can do. But yeah, so that's my take on Frieza, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, if there's stuff I'm missing. Hit me up, we'll have a discussion about it, and yeah. And tomorrow, I think, possibly, I need to have a think about what red deck I think is going to be the best in the meta. For me, it's a toss-up between Beerus and... Ooh, I'm going to say Beerus and... probably still Starter Coup. Don't get me wrong, the U7 support was very good. I just still don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to put together a full aggro version of U7, which uses the 3-drop TN as well, and see if there's a way that we can just put down our opponent by like turn 4. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna build that or how that's gonna look, but that's a conversation for another time anyway. But I still think that Frieza for sure, out of all the yellow leaders, is still going to be the best. Vegeta is, for me, definitely going to be the second best leader, I think. I don't think Ginyu lends well at all this set. Cooler could also be very, very strong next set. We're not going to lock down as much in Cooler just because we don't have the cadence to just get free untaps. You know, we have to pay for our untaps. So I don't know how Cooler's going to look next set. I still think it's definitely going to be a strong deck. So I would say the second spot could be a tie between Cooler and Vegeta, depending on how you play the game. But yeah, Frieza is a monster of its own. So, But that's it, guys. If you haven't already, please give us a like and a subscribe, and I will catch you all in tomorrow's video. Peace.